a viable industrial push in our region, we need to do something about that because they're expecting to have 1,500 workers at this manufacturing plant. Well,
Mm,
they don't have 1,500 houses. In the last
mm.
18 months, they've got one building permit. So in the midst of that, I got a phone call saying, "Hey, you remember those lots that you bought? And I know you were talking about building on them. What are you gonna do?" And so when I found out what was happening, I started, getting into the spin up mode of let's go with construction. So I'm working with a local community organization that is also pipelining people for my exits. They're getting qualified. Got two people qualified, but we haven't started any construction. And the reason they haven't ramped it up because I haven't given them any final elevations yet. But I'm going to be doing that within the next 2 weeks. I will be closing, getting the building permits within the next couple of weeks as well, and we'll start moving some dirt so that we can have proof of concept, so to speak. Um, so basically, right now, what's been allotted to me on my 5 lots that I have currently, and I'm working on acquisition of another 115 lots. Hopefully, close that within the next week and a half. So I have a total of 120 lots. Some of those parcels are commercial. And so what we're looking to do is just do a whole master plan that would include single family, multifamily, retail, and include some a grocery store and just other retail piece. Now this particular census block is 9504. It's located in a hub zone and an empowerment zone. So, of course, you know
That's a
what that
double dip.
means for that's a double dip. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
why we want to be able to develop the commercial space along with that, so that we can actually have some interest in that. Now, the race for me is I got the lots.
Money.
I want to be able to. The city council wants to see my work, right? They've never
Hmm.
seen it. I've
Yes,
shown
sir.
them, renderings of stuff that I've done in other cities. Of course, they want to see it. Now, another city council person has already ran to Atlanta, told everybody what's going on, and they got one of the larger, track builders coming to the area, Lennar.
Oh,
So
yeah, Lennar's. Yeah, I've had about
yeah,
14 Lennar homes.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So
They
Lennar's
make a they
coming
make a
there.
decent home now.
They
Hmm.
do, they do,
Hmm.
and and then I just got word they haven't finalized the deal, inked the deal, but it's coming really close that Amazon will be coming too. So
Mm.
they got two serious industrial powerhouses coming into their region that's
Brother,
looking
are
at
are you sitting in front of your computer right now?
I am.
Okay, can you type in something for me? I don't mean to
Okay.
interrupt you. I want you to do this
No,
simultaneously.
no.
You're a
Yeah, I
pastor, you're
got it.
used to doing 10 things at once.
Absolutely.
Ameribuild.org. Ameribuild.org. Um, and forgive me, what's the other brother?
Howard.
Brother Howard. Can you do the same?
I'm on it right now. Ameribuild
I
Company,
I
rebuilding
personally
America.
cannot. I am going to the park with my family right now, so
Oh,
I cannot do
understood.
it right now. But yeah,
Okay, say less.
I'll get it
But you,
later. Pastor Harris, send
I
me a
know you
link with
will.
that, please.
I
I
know
see it
you
too.
will. So, Pastor Harris, do you see that? What does it say up there?
Ameribuild Company, rebuilding America one opportunity at a time.
Yes, sir. Please
Right.
go to products and services.
Okay. Okay. Products and services. I'm there.
Scroll down.
Scroll down.
Yes, sir.
I see it. I see it.
Yes, sir. I own all of those and I developed and built those. I built over 7,000 homes in Colorado.
Okay.
Mhm. Those are my
Okay.
designs. Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, sir.
They're all very nice.
Yes, sir. They semi-custom.
What part of just all over Colorado?
Well, no, I built in Texas, Minnesota, but I built 7,000 homes. I built over 65 or 6,700 in Parker, Colorado. I built another 200 in Boulder and the rest
I
in
was
Denver
just in
Metro.
Boulder. That's why I was asking because I'm planning
Yeah,
on coming back there.
okay.
I
Well,
kind of like the
I,
area.
I built
So
in
yeah.
Boulder before Dion knew where Boulder was. So
Right.
he's a cute addition, but he's learning
Yeah.
something because he's been around money as a professional athlete. But that joker said, "Wow." I said, "Uh-huh."
Mhm. Mhm.
See, we
Mhm.
per capita, we sit in one of the taller states as far as billionaires per capita in the U.S. hmm
I I
But the
I
interesting
bet.
part, we were one of the we had some of the Negroes that had the most capital per U.S. Most people didn't know that.
Definitely didn't. I wasn't
Right.
expecting that one.
Yes, sir. I know you wouldn't. It's a pleasant surprise. Praise God.
Pleasant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
interesting enough, a friend of mine that when I come out there, he actually is the president and CEO of a local credit union out there, and
Hmm. Which credit
so
union?
uh, let me look him up real quick because I forgot the name of it. But his name
Yeah.
is Darius Wise. I don't know if you know him.
That name sounds so familiar.
I'll tell you in a minute though,
But I
because I
bet
know
you,
he's
I
up there
bet
on
you
his
know
LinkedIn.
me.
Oh, I bet Red Rocks Credit Union.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Red Rocks is over there by and I've done a little business back in the 90s with Red Rocks. They're over there by um the ones that build the rockets. Um
Oh, is it Lockheed Martin?
Lockheed Martin. That's Red
Yep,
Rocks is 8 blocks from Lockheed.
yep, yep.
Actually four. Actually 4 blocks.
Oh,
4 long blocks. I used to live on Ken Carl Ranch. My ex-father-in-law, who now has passed, was one of the first African Americans to live on Ken Carl. It's one of the few areas in Colorado that to live in that suburb, you have to have a government clearance.
absolutely. Yeah, when you're dealing with those
Well, he
type
didn't
of
work for Lockheed,
yeah.
none of that. He worked for the Department of Justice. But
Okay.
nevertheless, to live over there, white or black, you had to have a clearance. And so me and my first wife used to live there. My kids learned to swim at the country club right there. hmm
Yeah, my
Ken
wife and
Carl
I
Ranch.
we went out to the Red Rocks and we went to the amphitheater out there and everything. So
Oh
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
I ride my motorcycle out there and then I climb them rocks and get back on my bike. Or sometimes if I ride my bike, I don't climb as hard. But when I drive, I climb hard. And then I get back in the
Hmm.
in the truck or car and go on by my business. But yeah, I'm in
Awesome.
the rocks, you know,
Okay. Okay.
three
Well, this is a
three
great
times a
product.
month
I'm
or
looking
more.
at what you've done. So I'm
Yes,
looking
sir. I
forward to
appreciate you.
you born.
I appreciate you. I own the rights and the design. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. So it's
Awesome.
just a little man's humble beginnings and work, you know.
I understand. I understand.
And
I
so
love it.
the
Kingdom Fund
soccer the
Ideas.
soccer stadium, I did the one that says our commercial projects.
Hmm.
Okay, the building to the left, it was called WW Mack, and that was named after my father and my mother in their absence. They passed away, and I built that, and that was my office building for 8 years, and I sold it to a school, which I wish I wouldn't have, but they offered me a decent dime. And then the one to the right is the soccer stadium I built in Africa. The
Yeah.
the one the one to the next right is the Xfinity store.
Infinity
Um,
Store. Yep.
I built their what they call their superstore. And so
Hmm.
that's the inside and outside. The reason I show the inside is because we did the FF&E. So not only did I build it from ground up and design it, I also did the FF&E, which is the furniture, lighting, and everything. And then
Yes.
the one below it to the left is the Wells Fargo. I'm the first African American to build a Wells Fargo from ground up in the state of Colorado. And
Awesome.
I'm only the second in the United States, I believe. And then the next one to the right is the stadium. That's the soccer stadium. That's on 56, and that's
Hmm.
called Dick's Sporting Goods. That's where the Rapid for MLB for soccer. That's where they play. And then the
Okay.
next one is DXL, which is Park Meadows Mall. I built that.
Okay.
and then the next one with the ladder is the inside of the Wells Fargo because we did all of the infrastructure. We even did the cat 5 and 6 for the security and the bank vault,
Awesome.
and then the rest are the homes that I built. So it's just a small sample, well, a functional bite size of what we've done. And so I also own the financial firm, but
Okay.
just so
Okay.
you understand, if you need a partner or somebody who can come in and help you, yes, sir. And so license,
I think that's
soon
why
to
we're
be
on the phone,
licensed and
right?
all. Yes, sir. Well, I know you needed capital.
Yes.
That's why we were initially, but if this other side ever comes into play, I know Richard always beats me up a little bit because he said, Mac, you don't ever talk about this. So before he jump on me, I'm gonna speak about it first.
I
Okay?
Right.
appreciate it.
Yes. See,
I
because
just
he
want to
gonna get
know
me.
people to know your portfolio and capability, and because it,
Which I appreciate you, brother, because I
yeah,
normally don't say nothing.
yeah, I
You
know,
find out when you find out. Praise God. I
yeah,
mean, I'm doing the work. You'll see it. You know. Um, but they said the laborers are few, and I think I can get that part done. So, um, nevertheless, this is what some of the stuff we've done. And Matt, Wells Fargo, by the way, is a leads project, so I'm lead certified. So anything commercial that you want to build with a lead certification, I can do that, as well as Energy Star. I'm Energy Star and lead certified. I believe, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I, I believe it was on there speaking to that fact that we're energy certified. Oh yeah, at the bottom of the page.
The bottom. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
U.S.
see it.
Green Building Council, LEED
Green Building
certified.
Council. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And I'm
Energy
also
Star.
Energy Star certified for my homes. Okay. I didn't know if it was on there or not. Praise God.
That means your team's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, hey, I didn't have to repeat myself, so that's always a blessing.
Then.
So,
Absolutely.
yes, sir. Because I don't like to do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. God's still working with me. Yes, sir. I'm trying.
Hey, trust me.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, Doc.
that's
You
an
know what it
attribute of
is.
God, right? God said it
Yeah,
once and it was done. So,
see,
hey, I'm with you on
right.
that.
Yes, sir.
Just
I
give
have been
you,
looking
what I.
through it as when Rich called me, I got interrupted by someone else because they said they had done an application for a deal, and actually, Richard, it is one of yours, but it didn't facilitate for whatever reason, and I think it's on their end because I had my IT and my back end look, and it didn't show, and everybody did a test, it worked, so
okay.
I had to figure it was that person. So I just want to share that with you. But yes, sir. I've been looking at your deck, and yeah, it's impressive. I see what you're doing.
I mean,
Um,
we have much more to it's kind of high level. It doesn't have any of the
mhm,
budgets, doesn't have any of the
mhm.
plot plans or, elevations or none of that stuff, but we do have that, what we're proposing. And
Right. I see you need 77 stacks. I see that.
yep, yeah, yeah. You saw,
I seen that part.
you seen that part, yeah.
Yeah, I seen
I
that
mean, we,
part. You need 77 stacks. You made it very clear. So
yep,
yeah,
yep.
yes, sir.
Well, we wanted to hit it and hit it hard, knowing that the opportunity is right there because we have a little bit of an inside, right, to understand what's
Mm,
going on.
mm,
Um, and but at the same time, everyone wants to feel comfortable in how they proceed, and I'm quite okay with that because I'm like that myself. I would like to, give me a POC. You know,
mhm,
a POC
mhm,
would be good. So if I
mhm.
do a POC, and that everybody can see, what the potential is and what the product looks like, I think that's a good place to start.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So
I think so. Um, yeah. So I was going through. I seen that. That looked like Alabama. That building that you showed. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yep, downtown. That's downtown Waycross.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
it's kind of, they want to build that up, but you typically you seeing this type of development where they're trying to build these mixed use live, work, play type of scenarios. They're doing a lot of that in these cities.
Okay,
So
so let me
that's
ask
kind
you a
of the look
question.
and feel.
How close is Ware County to Atlanta?
It's 4 hours. It's closer to Florida, the Florida line, Tallahassee,
Mm,
Jack. It's an hour from Jacksonville, Florida.
okay, okay.
So the purpose for choosing that particular location is, this Finnish company wants to be able to get their products across the U.S. And Waycross, the way it got its name, is all five railroads connected in that city. Hence the
Mm,
name Waycross. So
mm.
utilizing that as a distribution network, and it's located situated between two major thoroughfares in the United States highways, I-95, I-10 is right down there, and then of course 75 as well. So they got access to a lot of that. So it was you know, a logistics play for them.
Okay. Yeah, when you got the 5 points, which is historical for black folk, and actually it wasn't us, it was our other black folk, the Native Americans, who
Hmm.
started that 5 point, and then the Africans took it over and became African American.
Yep.
Thus, you have a 5 points in Denver, you have a 5 points in Georgia, you got a 5 points in Philadelphia, you got a 5 points in New York City and in Harlem. So
Yep. Yep.
in Lower Manhattan, yes, sir. So yeah, and one in what is it? What is the brother Jean Baptiste, Chicago?
Oh yeah.
He got a
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got a 5 points. So when we look at these, people don't pay attention on why all these black cities got 5 points. Now, the
Yep.
Negroes typically don't live around the 5 points, but at the turn of the century, not this one. You can get to Canada to Mexico to the West Coast, East Coast, all right there.
All right there.
Hmm. That makes sense. Understood. So,
Yep.
okay. Uh, so that part is solidified. We understand the commerce is coming. What's the time frame of the commerce coming? At that point, it becomes his intellectual property. So
That's true.
he made it clear. He didn't lie to you. Oh, just a second, man.
You have it, Mac, via email and text.
Yes, sir. I'm looking at it.
As you can see, they're expecting to begin production next year. So,
All right, gentlemen, I see it. It's a weird format, the way it came out text, but I do see Governor Kemp, and I know his family. I think it's his uncle, or I don't think it might be his daddy. He's the one that signed off on my college application.
oh wow, is he? Where did you grow up at?
And then,
In
yeah,
Colorado? In Denver?
yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm third generation native. My family was the first black family on the ski resort from the
Oh
1800s.
man.
Yes, sir. And we still own the
Okay.
land currently. Uh-huh. It's in the National Forestry with the Department of Interior, but we still own it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, it might have been his dad or his uncle. Either way, he signed off on my mom was a lay therapist, which is child abuse,
Hmm.
and so Michael Kemp was the one who opened the first child abuse center here in Colorado. And it was Michael Kemp who signed my college app, and I think that's Brian's daddy, if I'm not mistaken. Hmm. Yep. And then a lot of white folk from Colorado moved to Georgia,
Mm.
including and remember the CDC is now in Georgia, but it used to be in Denver.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, a lot of
I
people,
didn't know where it was
the,
before. I thought it was,
right?
more in
It
the
was right here. The
DMV.
man who moved it, the doctor who moved it, I coached his son in basketball, and then I got his son into I want to say University of Georgia. I
Okay.
think he went to University of Georgia, but I got him. He was one of my kids that I coached for several years. Little white boy, looked like Jack Sigma, and I taught him some drop steps and everything. Pretty decent kid.
Okay.
Better kid than he was a basketball player, but that's always.
Yeah, you know how that is. Yes, sir.
Right.
I understand that.
But yeah, I see it. I see Governor. He made it plain. He made it very
Hmm.
plain. And so, um,
So we're waiting
he's
for a
even
similar article, as it relates to this
he's even going to make a
Amazon.
tax. He's going to make a tax assessment for them when they bringing in goods through the airport.
Yeah, you saw that.
He just said it softly, but that tells me he's going to give them a tax abatement because that's what I do when I go into Africa. I always ask for a 10 or 25-year tax abatement.
Gotcha. I hate to divert the conversation, but what part of Africa do you go to?
Cameroon,
Okay.
I've got substantial interest, and Guinea,
Yep.
Guinea, Conakry,
Ecuador, New Guinea. Yeah.
no, Conakry.
Conakry. Okay.
hmm And now we're gonna be stretching out a little bit more around that Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone
Hmm. Hmm. I've
and
had several
and
requests to come to Africa to do some things, and I just, I gotta have right understanding about where I'm going and who to connect with on that before I step
well,
into
me, and-
something like
me,
that.
me and you will build a relationship, and you'll have that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
got
sir.
I got three presidents that I know, um, four generals, three generals. He's one died. generals of the army, and I mean, when I say I know them, they wrote me personal letters. So when certain folk tried to give me a hard time, and I said, okay, let me call General Semingue, and they said, I'm sorry, because General
Right.
Semingue don't play. Look up his history. Unfortunately, his history is pretty brutal, but it meant he don't play. So if you're on his
Yeah.
team, folk, get out your way. And so I don't have
Absolutely.
any issue anymore. And so
You
I've
need
got
that in
seven.
Africa.
Yes, sir, you do. You need it in America. We just don't have it yet. But truth be told, I got seven mayors right now that have asked me to come, and they want to do a 2,500 home development. So
You said
um,
seven countries?
seven mayors.
Mayors. Okay.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I've got I've only got three countries that are interested in doing business with me right now, but that's enough.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
got a lot of states and I got a lot of cities, and so um, you
Right.
know,
And
and
my hesitancy is that I just haven't got a release to go. But she's like a sister to me. I've been knowing for many years. She was one of the mentees of Ambassador Andrew Young, Mayor Young. And
oh,
so
okay.
when he was doing all of his ambassadorship across Africa, she was
Mm,
trained by him. And so
mm.
she has connections in Tanzania, all over.
Now
You
Tanzania's
know,
that's a heck of a spot. That's central, kind of east,
yes,
but it's central.
yes,
And yeah, you can do some stuff in Rwanda, Tanzania, all of that.
hmm
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. She know most of the heads of
Bo
states over
Burkina
there. She,
Faso. Yeah,
yep,
I got relationships there. Yes, sir.
yeah. So she's been begging me. Like I did a couple of things with her, but I just helped her with some educational projects, doing technology, getting technology in those countries. But
Yeah,
I haven't been there. You know.
yeah. I did that in
So
Togo and certain parts of northern part of um, of Nigeria. So Togo,
okay,
Zaire, or what they would
okay,
call the Republic of Congo. I still call it Zaire because that's how I'm respecting the brother who put it on. The white folks
absolutely,
named it the Republic of Congo, not the black. So I kind
exactly.
of get, yeah, I kind of get down that way. But and being that you're Q, you understand the okay, your without being too descriptive, your handshake came
Hmm.
from Kemet.
Mm, mm.
Right. You heard what I said, right?
I heard what you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so it tripped the brother out because I said, no, it's this. And he said, no, no, no. I said, brother, this goes before 1900s.
Wow.
This is so we could identify who you are.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh-huh. And so no
Exactly.
different, same use, but one has a few centuries behind it.
Yeah. The shoes and the tongue. You can tell
Okay.
the difference.
All right. Now we talking. Now we talking. See? Put them Stacey Adams on because black look good on
Right.
top of white. Uh-oh. Don't say nothing.
I
Don't
ain't gonna
say
say.
nothing. Yeah, he
Right.
made it clear. He made it abundantly clear, okay? So
Yeah.
you got my attention, brother.
Okay.
So now it's a matter of me doing certain things and having Richard tear it apart. And he's going to be learning some things, but I've got one of my other guys that's he's going to be shadowing. And so Brian will probably be your first point of contact. But at any
Okay.
point in time, you'll have my information. So if anything you need or desire direct,
Okay.
you pick up the phone.
Yes, sir.
Send a smoke signal if you want to. I'll answer all of the above.
Yes,
But
sir.
right now, based on the communication that I got from Brother Reed and now with yourself, and to be honest, man, I kind of prayed over your situation and just said, okay, is this something I'm supposed to do? Or do I just pass the brother along and just say, hey, this is the maneuver and these are the ways you need to get it done? And it was something that I was supposed to, take some interest in. So I'm gonna do that. And so you
Yeah.
got my attention, Doc. Um, I'm not gonna give you no smoke. Um,
Right.
I got a ton of projects. You already know.
I bet.
Praise God.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
um, everybody don't make it to the top of the list. Let's just say it that way. And and
Amen to
and
that.
and you
Yes,
know,
sir.
they say favor ain't fair. That's what
It
I
ain't
heard.
fair. It ain't fair.
It ain't fair. So that's what I not only heard, but I know. And so you're in the position of favor.
Amen.
So now we just got to get funding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
these, like I said, in the next, I don't know if I said this earlier, but in the next week and a half, I'm trying to
Hmm.
acquire another 115 lots, more like
Mm.
66 parcels,
Hmm.
115 lots. So in the next week and a half, I want to have that and it'll be free and clear. So I'll be able to use that as leverage towards the deal.
Okay.
That'll be my
Now,
skin in the game.
okay, understood. Your deck page. Okay.
Mhm.
Each one of these specific developments,
Yep.
industrial, residential, urban development, and services.
Yes.
Do you have a report or have you developed that yet on each one?
I have it for the single family residences. So I will have all the parcels, what we're putting on those parcels as far as the type of house, structure and all that. For the commercial
Hmm.
side, like I said, I'm gonna be, that's not my wheelhouse. So I'm
Right,
gonna lean
understood.
on somebody who has that expertise to help me put that together and what that looks
You-
like. But I know it
You're
needs to
fine.
be a part of the package because otherwise you can't sustain the economy without having some business going on.
There you go. So, the urban development, I would say commercial and urban development.
Correct.
I wouldn't initiate it
Typically.
just with urban development, if that makes sense to you.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I can make that change real quick.
Yes, sir. And so services, um, you want to make that interactive with your traveling commerce, the airports, the bus stations, the trains,
Hmm.
those services, you want to interact that. Your industrial, obviously, it speaks for itself. It's the warehouse, it's the development, it's for companies to come in.
For a census district. It's a food
Hmm.
desert. So we already had the conversation with Publix, which is one of the
Mm.
major chains.
Well, and I
They're
know
not too
Publix,
far
but
away.
you know what?
Mhm.
Truth be told, if you got Amazon, go on and holler at the other side of Amazon because them
True.
black folks deserve Whole Foods
That's true.
and
Absolutely.
and and Publix. If you go to Publix, you don't go to Publix with your hand out. You go to Publix with the offering basket. And y'all need to put a
Absolutely.
little something in here because you know that the president, owner, and sole heir and daughter got caught up in that stuff with breaching the White House.
Mm.
So that looked bad, and the African American community is concerned about you being here. So you need to be a good steward and a good uh, corporation or a friendly
Yes.
a friendly entity, corporate entity to this community.
Yes, sir. That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
you
sense.
need to be a good
Absolutely.
corporate citizen in every aspect of the way because the black folks are concerned. And quite frankly, I'm not sure we have the numbers to support you. I'm not sure who would support you without you showing that you're of goodwill and willing to be a good corporate citizen.
Absolutely.
That's the
Absolutely.
conversation. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. No,
Hmm.
yeah, and you're right. Whole Foods as well, which was actually one of my clients on another venture on the technology side. So I was at their headquarters doing stuff with
Hmm.
them on the technology side. But yeah, so we can play them two against each other and see how we go, how it works out. whoever wants
And
to.
you might want to bring a third player in there because I got relationships with a company called Natural Grocers, and check them out.
Okay.
Check them out. They're pretty strong. They do everything that both do, but at a much more efficient and economical price point. And they're more like Whole Foods in the sense that they certify all of their organics, whereas Public does not.
Public does not. They do not.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
But Publix will semi get in the scale around a black community. They ain't gonna get
Hmm.
too deep, but they'll get in. But right now, they need to know that hey, the black community ain't overly pleased. Right now, we need
Right.
to know that you're a good citizen.
Waycross.
Yes, sir.
Is a community activist. Um,
You gotta have boots on the
so
ground.
yeah, so that's kind of my connect there, helping
And
to
I would
advocate
never
for.
let that be known beyond this
Yes.
conversation. You and
Hmm.
him should not ever be seen in public together because if you need what my brother would say, good agitation,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
he becomes that man without you even. I didn't know nothing about it, but I can calm him
Right.
down. Maybe if
Right.
y'all do the right
Right.
thing.
Right.
I understand it, brother. Come on now, I'm a strategist if nothing else.
I
So
see that. I see that.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So with that said, to me, you would do yourself a big service because the one thing I know about natural grocers, okay, the one thing I know
Hmm.
about them, they come in and they train the community, they hire from the community, and they build from the community, and they also put in a um, a growing farm of some type in the community that they do business in so that they can
Oh,
say
I
they
love
pull
that.
exactly right. So now you
The
just
local
built
farmers. Yeah.
agricultural services for African
Yep.
Americans. Man, come on now.
Absolutely.
And I have
You can't beat
relationship with
that.
them. See,
Natural
grocers,
farmers, grocers.
natural
Okay, let me
grocers.
take that
Yes,
down.
sir.
Natural
Yes,
grocers.
sir.
Yeah.
And I have relationship with them. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, I can get you in that door to where it's a confirmed sit down. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hmm
Awesome.
hmm
Well, sir, I know you got a lot of things going on. I'm thankful for the time you did give, and I didn't want to take up too much more of your time. But
Well, I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Richard, you gonna facilitate the next steps, or how does that work?
Rich,
Hmm.
Rich, like I'm eating dinner.
come on, boy.
No, I was looking at natural grocers. I was checking it out, man. They've been around since 1955.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
know.
I never heard
Right
of them.
after the Korean War.
They don't
I
have
know.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have them on my side
Your side
of
of
the
the
world.
fence.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. You got the other one, the other boy, something Mark.
Trader Joe's,
The one that
Publix.
yeah, Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trader
y'all
Joe's.
got Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
But I don't do you have Publix in California?
Few, few.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah,
I've
very few.
seen Safeways because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
spent a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Safeway. Safeway's Oakland. That was Oakland's corporate
Yep.
home,
Headquarters. Yep.
and yeah, because I did. I remember I told you I had over 38 Safeway stores that I had contracts with.
I
So
didn't know that. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, you did. Security wise, I told you
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Remember?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, yeah. But yeah. So with that said,
Next
um.
steps.
The next
Yep.
steps are brother's going to develop those industrial reports, the commercial and urban development. We're going to downplay the urban. We're going to upplay the commercial. He's
Hmm.
going to start on it. I'll help him facilitate it and develop it. And in the services, we want to link those. I'd like to see those linked to the infrastructure from Amtrak to railroad to
Okay.
even if they're doing some new tracking through from city to city because that would be smart too. Since you're a hub, you already got them lines. You could say, hey, maybe you can connect with one of them railroads or some of them other things and say, hey, why don't you do some beelines from here to Atlanta, here to Monkey City, which is Montgomery,
Montgomery.
from
Yep.
here to Jacksonville or even Orlando, because Orlando needs a lot of stuff. And Disney,
Absolutely.
Disney, they're starting to get a little bit more functional. Um, I just seen Walt Disney's granddaughter's husband last week at the gym, and so I guess he's starting to do better because she was ostracized because he's a black man, and they didn't
Oh,
get
I
along
didn't
like
know
that.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah.
That's news to me.
Right,
Wow.
right. The grandbaby was not, but now I think they're back in the family, and I see he's dressing better and looking better, and I don't think he's doing it at that level on his dime. So I'm just
Yeah.
believing in our conversation. It was pass and go a little bit, but we have favor. I got favor with the man, um, but
Okay.
I think he's doing pretty well now. I think granddaughter's back in the fold because initially when that grandbaby came out, um,
They
yeah,
were like, we don't want nothing to do with that, huh?
it was disenfranchisement severely,
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
bet.
so yeah,
But
yeah,
but just
but
like you said with Publix, Disney went through a little something too.
hmm
So
hmm
they
yeah,
they
that
need to
oldest
do the
daughter.
same. Yep.
She's getting it online. But see, the one thing about her, even though she talks strong, watch her game. Her game is okay. I'm down with this feminist, and even though she's supposed to be conservative, she kind of pushed that little gay thing a little bit.
Absolutely. So yeah, we already made that. We're prepared to do all the press release stuff that we need to do, but that comes later after we
I would
secure some
connect with
things.
Sister Abrams too.
Yeah. Oh, we
Real talk.
yeah, yeah, we got
She's fire.
great
She
connects.
she is fire. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you connect with her, I'll sit on your board with her because she's fire.
Okay. Okay.
She's fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
have
I'll
those
get down with
connects.
her.
So
I'll go to war with her. Yeah,
okay.
she's fire. She's fire. She should have been our vice president to be truthful about it. But we know what that was. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we needed
Absolutely.
something that wasn't going to be very insightful or combative or anything else, and wasn't going to question the lack of knowledge because they may have already had lack of knowledge themselves. So yeah, we know what that
Right.
was. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you ain't in the
Awesome.
yard and you got a 1.79. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right, right,
Right.
right. Yeah, yeah, we know a little
Yes,
something.
sir.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
man. So the next step, Richard, as you said, is brother's going to develop the industrial,
Hmm.
residential, commercial, and then it'll be slash urban. I put urban in like parentheses or something, up under it. But the major piece is commercial, and then services, and that services would be connected to infrastructure things. And as I see those reports, whatever you need me to do, I can get in where I fit in to help you develop those,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there. And I'd like to see us do some things, and we can talk about some partnerships and different things and how that look, and us participating in different capacities. But certainly on the front end of getting you capital, those are the things I want to see fleshed out a little bit more, if you would, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have most of that for the single family piece, but we don't have it for the commercial, so we can work on that.
And
But I'll get that.
industrial
I'll get that.
and the services.
And
Because when you can tie it all together, when
mm-hmm.
folk ask, what's your exit strategy or repayment plan, it
Yep.
becomes a non-factor as a question because it shows all these different medians of funding that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
profitable. And so if you can show all these venues of profit, then it becomes, oh, okay, I see the exit strategy. And then we can talk about TIF,
Talk to me about TIF, sir.
tax uh, identified funding. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah. And so those are bonds and other things that are identified, through tax dollars in that community and surrounding areas and from the government and from the
Yes.
federal government as well as the state government. and then you turn that into TIF and tax incentivized funding, and it just does some wonderful things for the community, and it pays back, and it pays back in triplicate towards your education. And
Mm. Okay.
you can bring premier educational facilities to this community as well, and that is going to bring
That, yeah,
about a certain amount of dollars as well.
absolutely. Absolutely. I
Hmm.
see that already.
Hmm.
I said
Hmm.
one of the things that they have unique to this particular area and region as well is they have a it's called Coastal Pines College. So
Yes,
basically,
sir.
it's trades, training
Hmm.
trades, and that's one
Hmm.
of the you don't find that too often in many cities where they're training trades. It's usually just universities and of liberal arts type thing. But the tradesmen that they're building out, and that's a good
That's
thing
what
that I see them
that's what
connect
I
with.
bring to the table with AmeriBuild.
Abs-
That's what I was
Oh,
telling you.
really?
Hmm.
Get
Hmm.
me business then.
Apprenticeship,
Yep. Yep.
mentorship,
Yep.
journeyman. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
And
Okay.
so
I
you're
love it.
you're bringing green energy, you're bringing training. Cause see, one of the things that you know I love, brother uh, Obama. I thought he was, I thought, brother, the president was a dynamite dude. But I'll be honest, I thought he missed the mark severely. But
Mm-hmm.
not because he wanted to or he did it intentionally. I think it was out of fear, one, for his safety and his family's, and two,
Mm.
lack of support by his so-called own,
Yes.
being the
Yes.
Dems, the Dems. Because remember, a lot of people have forgot the first 3 years, the Democratic Senate was the majority and voted against him. The first three
Yeah.
years. That's never happened again. That's never happened in the history of the United States. So people forget that part. Nobody wants to talk about that part. And I don't want to stop talking about that part.
Yeah. Absolutely.
DOL. And then the thing is, there's two things that we don't have. And I say all of this to bring it back to the initiative of what you're doing. We don't have anybody American that's building uh, um, solar panels. They're all pretending
Really.
they are, but they're lying. I've been to most of the facilities. I even been to the big one that was here in Colorado, which has henceforth been shut down. And each one of those advisors and owners and principals got between 10 and 50 million. And now the company went bankrupt, defunct, and closed doors, but the money was divided. I'm trying to tell you what
Mm.
God loved now. Okay?
Wow.
Right. And the building's sitting there empty. 100 180,000 square feet sitting there empty, bigger than a
Is
damn
it
football
because
field.
they they
Oh,
they couldn't compete? They couldn't compete
no,
with
not
the
no, not even
offshore.
at all. Not even at
Oh
all. I
wow.
can 100% tell you why. It was a money grab.
Money grab.
It was never in intent to be cooperative. It was just to get him to say, "Hey, we're liberal white folks, and you need to behave, boy." And that's really what
Wow.
they did. That's really what they
Wow.
did. And as soon as he got in a vulnerable position, they started taking money and shutting down doors. And they never built anything. And he couldn't hold them accountable because of certain things got in place. So then they played a politics game. Oh, the Republicans, oh, the nah, man. You had the Senate and the Congress, so you can't say that.